Good evening and welcome to Newswatch. I'm Riley Ludwig. One of the world's biggest musical acts is set to make history in Cuba. Mason Merritt is live from Havana with an update. Mason, what's the latest?
Well, like you said, Riley, it is history here in Havana, Cuba. The Rolling Stones have just announced a free concert to take place on March 25th in La Ciudad Deportiva de La Habana, one of the biggest concert venue in the entire country. It's a free concert, going to be an audience of 15 to 20,000 people, all who have just been waiting and waiting and waiting for a big musical act to come back. And it's been 1959 since Cuba kind of isolated themselves, shut down, and haven't really had any concerts. So this has certainly been a long time coming for the country. And this is actually just the newest step in several steps made by the West to bridge relations with the country, who've, like I've said, been in isolation. President Obama announced that he's going to be making a visit. Of course, the Rolling Stones announcement, and the Major League Baseball announced that they're going to be hosting some spring training games in Cuba, which is baseball is Cuba's national pastime. So the Rolling Stones are just the latest in the announcements. This will actually be the final date of their America Latina Olé tour, which has been well received by critics and audiences alike. They've sold out every show, made millions and millions of dollars, as the Rolling Stones do, and this is sort of going to be the icing on the cake. The band, who's in their 54th year, has no signs of slowing down, and Cubans are definitely taking note of that with this upcoming concert. And it's actually being called the Concert for Amity to help establish and improve a better relationship between Cuba and then the rest of the world. So, okay, I just completely lost it. Yeah, Riley.
So after this performance in Cuba, what's next for the Rolling Stones?
Well, when they leave Cuba, they're going to get back into the studio and release their first album in 15 years. So audiences before they are going to have that to look forward to quite a bit after they go see the band live in concert. I'm Mason Merritt reporting live from Cuba.
Thanks, Mason. That'll definitely be something to look forward to. When we come back, something about sloths, probably. Good evening and welcome to Newswatch. I'm Riley Ludwig. One of the world's biggest musical acts is set to make history in Cuba. Mason Merritt is live from Havana with an update. Mason, what's going on?
Thanks, Riley. It's a cause for celebration here in Cuba. The Rolling Stones have announced a free concert to take place in La Ciudad Deportiva de La Habana, the biggest music venue in the country. A free concert, open air, 15,000 people on March 25th. This is huge news for the country and pretty much for the world. This is actually going to be the first step in many steps taken by the West to help relations with Cuba. President Obama announced he's going to be visiting the country. Major League Baseball is going to host spring training games there for the first time ever. So on top, the Rolling Stones concert number is just the icing on the cake, really. This will be the final date in their America Latina Olé tour, which has been well received by critics and audiences alike. They continue to sell out stadiums, make millions of dollars. The biggest rock band in the world, certainly living up to the hype, and adding another benchmark moment in their history and Cuba's history with this coming concert. This is being called the Concert for Amity, which Amity, of course, establishing a friendly relationship with the country, who is currently leaving their period of isolation that they've been in since the revolution in 1959. So it's been a long time coming here, Riley.
After this performance in Cuba, what's next for the Rolling Stones?
Well, they're going to head back into the studio after this momentous occasion. They're going to release some new material for the first time in 15 years, but that's almost an afterthought with how huge this concert is just for the world in general. So reporting live from Havana, Cuba, I'm Mason Merritt.
Thank you, Mason. That'll definitely be something to look forward to. When we return, we'll fill you in on the latest of President Obama's coming visit to South Asia.